Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another Battlefield 3 commentary, and I am back. For those of you guys who missed it, I was on break for a week. I went down to Virginia to a theme park down there called Busch Gardens. I don't know if you guys have heard of it, but the one thing I like about that park is that they let it be a park. There's another park around here, a theme park called Six Flags Great Adventures. If you guys have ever heard of that, maybe you go to it if you live around here. And the one thing I don't like about that park is that it feels like it's just a bunch of rides with not a single tree around, if you get what I mean. But with Busch Gardens down in Virginia, they let the park be a park, you know. They let it flow through nature, and they have like little sections where they have like bald eagles and wolves, and the wolves were badass. I gotta admit that, you know. You could like jump right over the railing and you'll be with the wolves. Of course, that would be a bad decision because maybe the wolves are hungry and you're food to them. You're like a walking piece of steak. So maybe that would be a bad decision, but those last few seconds of your life would be the most badass last few seconds of your life. If you guys have ever saw, what's that movie? 300, that's the movie, 300, where like they leave the guy, or they leave the kid to go away and, you know, become a warrior and come back alive after he kills like the wolf and shit. That would be the last 3 seconds of your life, except you won't come back, of course. You'll die because the wolf is just gonna beat the shit out of you. But anyways, nice to see you guys again, or technically not see you, but nice to be able to talk to you guys again. And for those of you guys wondering about the title of this video, and why is it that title? Well, I was playing Arma 2 earlier. I've been becoming a bit of an Arma 2 player. I played DayZ for a while, and then that kind of just got, you know, it kind of got bland. It kind of got repetitive. Sure, it's intense and everything like that, but at the same time, there's also a lot of hackers on that game. If you guys ever played DayZ, you probably come across a guy who has like an AS-50 or whatever. You kill him, then he spawns back up with that same stuff. And it's like, really? That's kind of odd. But that's what DayZ is becoming, a lot of hacks. And I was playing regular Arma 2 just to get away from it, and then I've been doing that for the last couple of weeks, and I've been getting more and more into it. The only thing about that game is that it's very time consuming. I mean, to get from point A to point B, it takes a while. But anyways, that's besides the fact. The reason why the title is what the title is of this video is because I was playing Arma 2 earlier, and I was playing, like, I was just enjoying it, and then out of nowhere, like, some kid joins up, and then he starts talking about how Arma 2 is better than Call of Duty, and how Call of Duty is terrible, and all this. And don't get me wrong, you know, I agree with him. I don't like the current Call of Duty games. I don't like Modern Warfare 3. I rarely play it. The only thing I like about Black Ops is zombies. I liked Modern Warfare 2, but, you know, with all the issues, it was just too frustrating. And I don't like the general direction that Call of Duty is going. I agree with that. But the thing is, picture this. You have a wife. You marry well, you have a girlfriend. You marry her. She becomes your wife. You guys are in love. And then she turns into the biggest bitch you've ever known. Like, she won't make any sandwiches. You could throw that out the window. Not a single goddamn sandwich is coming from that kitchen. She won't give out any blowjobs, hand jobs. She won't even let you have sex with her. You know, it's like sex with that girl is once a year. Picture that. And she's just a bitch. Like, she's mean and everything like that. So you break up with said wife. You don't want to be with her anymore. You're just like, you know what? This is getting ridiculous. I don't enjoy being with you anymore. Let's get divorced. Boom, you're divorced. You find a new wife down the road. You marry her. But the thing about it is, every time you're enjoying this wife or banging her, you're talking about how much of a bitch your ex-wife is. That is basically what is going on with a lot of gamers these days who are playing Battlefield or any other game, and they used to play Call of Duty. They can't stop talking about Call of Duty. It's like, we get it. You hate it. Move on. That's the way it's supposed to go. And it's just like every single game that I play, it's always a ex-Call of Duty player coming in saying about how the current game he is playing right now, earlier it was Arma 2, is way better than Call of Duty. Or when I'm playing Battlefield, I can't stop hearing about, oh, how this is better than Call of Duty. Or if you go on any freaking Battlefield video, the top comment is, oh, look at those Call of Duty players now. It's like, really? Does it get to a point where it's just tiring you out talking about the game you supposedly hate, when it seems like you are just in love with this game, that you can't get its name out of your mouth? That is why the title of this video is what it is. And I am just raging here. I'm going on a rant because this is all I hear. In Arma 2, you know, it had nothing to do with what we were doing. And it wasn't only him. Like 2 other guys joined in on this whole bashing Call of Duty thing. It's like, really? It gets old, alright? It gets to a point where it's just like, move on. If you don't like Call of Duty, that's fine. You know, I agree with you. I don't like Call of Duty either, but I don't go and play every video game and just talk about how bad Call of Duty is. You know, and that's the analogy that I gave you is just that. That's the way it is. I mean, just think about how your current wife will feel if you're just talking about your ex-wife all the time. She's gonna get sick of your ass and probably gonna leave you. You know, so for all you guys out there who hate Call of Duty so much that you talk about it literally 24/7, stop. We get the picture. You don't like Call of Duty. Please move on. Thank you. So that's the reason why this video is the current title. I just had to get that off my chest, and if you guys agree with me, I don't know, like the video or leave a comment or do whatever, you know, just let me know that you agree with me. If you don't agree with me and you think that people should always bash on Call of Duty no matter what game they're playing, then leave a comment, you know, I don't know, dislike the video or something. Let me know that you don't agree with me. So that's what the entire topic that I had for this video. And it just happens frequently, you know. It happens when I play Battlefield, when I play Arma 2. Hell, I could play a Pokemon game, for Christ's sakes. I don't play Pokemon, but I guarantee you if I was to go on that game, somebody will be talking about how that game is better than Call of Duty. Even Dora the Explorer. If I go right now and hop on Dora the Explorer, there's probably like some 5-year-old little girl talking about how it's better than Call of Duty. So we get it, guys, alright? For all you guys out there who are like that, we get it. It's time to move on to bigger and better things out there. But anyways, I enjoyed my break, for those of you guys wondering, and while we were down in Virginia, we hit up a gun range. If you guys were following me on Twitter, you saw that picture that I posted of the target that I shot at. And for those of you guys interested in what weapon did we fired the Glock 19, which is apparently the most common weapon in the United States. And I think that's the reason why there's a lot of gun incidents every year, because that weapon does not have a safety. And for those of you guys who own a weapon or anything like that, don't you feel better if the weapon has a safety? You know, you click that, you feel more secure. The only safety with the Glock 19 is pulling out the mag and making sure there's no round in the chamber, and that's the only safety. And with a weapon, if you want it loaded and safe at the same time, then load it up and put the safety on. But with the Glock 19, there is no safety. So if somebody ends up picking up that weapon, they don't know a lot about weapons, and they think that there's a safety on it and that it's on, and they fire it, then there goes your incident. Something bad could really happen. I remember watching a video on YouTube, or not YouTube. What site was it? I think it was, wow, it was actually YouTube. Sometimes YouTube takes these type of videos down because it's like graphic in nature, and the guy died. Basically, what happened was there was this kid who had a weapon, and I think it was like a toddler, not even a kid, it was a toddler, and she was just waving this weapon around, and there was a guy standing in front of him, or in front of her, or him, whatever gender the kid was. And I'm saying weapon, it was basically a pistol, because a weapon could be anything. A bat could be a weapon, and she was waving this pistol around, or he, whatever gender, and the toddler discharged the weapon, and discharged the pistol, and it hit the guy standing in front of the toddler, and the guy died. So that's incident, you know, that's an incident that can happen. If you have a Glock 19 and a toddler picks it up and pulls the trigger on himself or someone else, that's an incident. With the safety on, you know, it's more less likely that it'll discharge. But that's one thing I didn't like about the Glock 19. What I didn't like about the place itself that we went to, besides the fact that it was indoors, was the fact that it had poor ventilation systems. And you could just, like, you couldn't smell like clean air. You smelled like the air that you will smell if you fire 100 rounds from an AK in a closed off place with no ventilation system at all. That's the way it felt like. It felt like somebody just went in there, turned off the ventilation system, had like 6 guys stand next to each other with an AK with a 100-round mag, and just fired it all away and then left. That's what it smelled like. It was like you couldn't even breathe in that place. And that's why I like outdoor ranges better, because it just feels better firing a weapon outdoors as well. And you don't have to worry about ventilation, you know, nature takes care of that for you. But I enjoyed the break, I enjoyed the shooting. If you guys want to see those pictures, you could check Twitter. There's one of like a robber, and I shot him right below the eye. I was proud of that shot. And then there was another one of like this blue target, and I just shot the shit out of it. And that's about it for this commentary. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys agreed with what I was talking about earlier. And if you did, don't forget to click that like button, favorite this video, subscribe for more videos in the future. Until next time, peace.